Two sides with plenty of recent history and big games face off in this Friday night feature as we inch ever closer to the final series in the NPL Queensland competition. We've got Gold Coast Knights hosting Olympic in round 16 at the Croatian Sports Centre in Carrara, coming your way on FQTV. With Knights closing in on yet another piece of silverware, they'll be eager to extend their four-game league winning streak, while Olympic are both in the mix for a final spot and trying to stay above the relegation scrap. James Coughlin in commentary for you tonight, and I'm very pleased to be joined once again by Brisbane Roar player Corey Brown. Corey, welcome into the booth.
Thanks, James. Pleasure to be here. I'm very much looking forward to this game. Should be a cracker.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, a couple of these sides with plenty of history in the grand finals as well. A lot on the line for both of them. They've got different priorities this season. Knights looking to defend their treble. Olympic, they've made it to the national stage of the Australia Cup, and they'll be looking to improve on what was an interesting last season as well.
Yeah, look, two very experienced coaches in Scott McDonald and Chris Grossman, both former Raw legends. So should be interested in the coaches' boxes, and I'm sure they'll both be set up well.
They certainly will. We've got the substitutes making their way out as well. I did have a quick chat to Scott McDonald via Instagram the other day, talking about how he's handling what is a very, very busy period at the moment, doing dual duty for Optus Sport during their Euros coverage, as well as still coaching Gold Coast Knights.
Yeah, I think he's on the all-coffee diet at the moment, up all hours doing the Euros, so he'll be animated as usual. He doesn't need much to get him going, Scotty.
He certainly doesn't, but look, he's always a joy to watch on the NPL sideline as well. And just in the last hour or so, we've had some breaking news out of the Gold Coast Knights camp as well, with veteran player Jordan Much announced as a mid-season acquisition. That's a pretty big player to bring in.
I mean, it's not bad when you can get a player with Premier League experience coming in mid-season, so not that Gold Coast Knights really needed him.
Yeah, it's strange thinking that that's being brought in to shore up what is an already strong midfield. Now, as the players make their way out onto the pitch, let's run through the lineups. You would have just seen them on your screen, but for Gold Coast Knights, we've got Josh Langdon in goals. Number 2, Jaden Walker. 3, Oscar Dillon. 4, Tyson Martin. 5, the captain, Austin Ludwig. 9, Joel Russell. 11, Ty Kaneko. 12, Shelford Deus. 14, Aaron Reardon. 22, Sam Klein. 23, Trent Millard. Meanwhile, for the visitors, Olympic, they're just coming off a pretty successful trip up north in the Australia Cup qualifying, or the Kappa Queensland Cup. The goalkeeper, Matt Lugo. Number 3, Seb Scaroni. 8, Fumia Sono. 9, Cyrus Demi. 10, Lyndon Farr. 11, Latham Dunn. 16, Brandon McMorrow. 17, Danny Driver. 23, Cody Maud. 24, Tom Larkham. And 29, Matt Reed. Well, Corey, we saw this Gold Coast Knights team in the grand final last year. Who have you got your eye on in red and white tonight?
Oh, look, they're scattered with players that you want to come watch, but for me, Austin Ludwig is someone who, is such a power in defence, and, I'm not sure how old he is, but I'm very surprised that an A-League club hasn't picked him up.
He's 27. He had some time in the Raw NPL as well, and he's now doing the coin toss with our match official this evening, Zijard Ahmedovich. He'll be assisted by Connor Haynes and Levi Knight. Andrew Elks will be positioned between the benches as the fourth official. Good luck to him tonight, that's all I'll say. But meanwhile, for Olympic, Cyrus Demi, he's come back now from his stint over in Europe as well. We saw him at the Brisbane Roar, and he's looking pretty good once again for Olympic. What are you expecting from him tonight?
Yeah, well, he'll be up against a very powerful back two for the Knights side, so it'll be a great test for Cyrus. Very powerful, strong, fast player, so hopefully they can get the ball up to him and give him some chance to run at the defenders. Yeah,
he'll certainly be eager for that, as well as it looks like the teams have just had a switch in direction. Matt Lugo taking his time to get down into the 18-yard box. It will be Gold Coast Knights running from right to left on your screen, however you are tuning in this Friday evening. Very pleased to have your company. It will be Tyson Martin getting us underway. And I remember when Martin was a centre-back, and now he's taking on a much more attacking role for Gold Coast Knights.
Yeah, look, their midfield, a lot of them started at centre-back. Aaron Reardon as well, he's left-footed centre-back. I remember starting his career at the Raw. So, look, it's not a defensive side, but a side with lots of experience.
I don't know if you can call him attacking. I don't know if you can call him defensive. I think you can just call him good. And we are underway at Carrara, and it's only touched here for McMorrow as he tries to work his way through that stacked Knights midfield. Sono getting it out wide as Walker intercepts the pass. And their change strip. There are the last 5 league results for Gold Coast Knights, and they've been scoring for fun from time to time. They were made to work by Rochdale last week. However, it was a late goal for Oscar Dillon. Cody Maud to take the throw in, and here is Olympic recent league run, and some mixed results there. That 4-0 victory over Brisbane City is huge for them, and they ran Lions close 2 weeks ago as well.
Yeah, that's always a big matchup, City versus Olympic, so they would have been happy to get that one.
For sure, and we'll talk more about the Australia Cup a little bit later on, because I know you've got a big game coming up in not too long, as Walker can't clear his lines. Demi putting the pressure on. And back forward to clip it towards the back post. Sono can't find a way through Deus, and eventually Dylan says, let's just launch it clear.
No nonsense there.
I think that is the preface for defender most of the time, isn't it?
First couple of minutes, get rid of it.
It goes for the youngster Matt Reid. He just came into the team in round 12 at Moreton City. Certainly plenty of faith for Chris Grossman. Taking charge of what is numbers, his 44th game since joining Olympic in the middle of last season after a pretty successful stint with the Raw NPL side.
Yeah, this is his first full season at Olympic. Obviously a lot of years with the Raw youth, and obviously developed a lot of these players. Beautiful
ball out wide from Nako, and then a shot is there. Russell putting the pressure on Driver, just clearing it away, and it's claimed by Lugo.
Early side of there.
Closely by Klein. I think there's going to be a theme of this evening, by the way, Corey. We are going to be talking about the raw ties with a lot of these players because they've come through the NPL system there.
Yeah, exactly. Sam Klein's one that's absolutely burst on the scene this season in the NPL.
Now, here's another player. Pass through, well picked off by Ludwig. Turned by Walker. Olympic putting the pressure. Scaroni is shown over the sideline by Klein.
Yeah, it looks like he's put on a bit of size this season, young Sammy, so he's done very well, and hopefully he'll be hoping to make that next step up again.
When you were coming through in that sort of late teens, early 20s age group, did you find that was probably the biggest difference that it made for you, putting on that extra muscle?
Yeah, for sure. You probably don't fully develop until your mid-20s, so you have to make up for it in other ways, and then obviously work hard in the gym.
Ludwig just directing traffic, the reigning NPL player of the season. Flag has gone up against Millard. He looks like he's taken up station at right wing. You called it before we went live.
Yeah, I did. He's very quick, Trent Millard, so look for balls in behind, exactly that, and for him to use his pace.
Suremetovic just making sure the free kick is taken in the right spot as
Scott McDonald complains early. It's a shock.
I'm sure I'll go back and watch this as well, and there'll be plenty of messages coming your way. Yeah. Just no, Scott, it's Corey, not me. Ludwig.
Heavy touch.
pressure from McMorrow, but Ludwig over against cover. Hit the Gold Coast Derby 3 weeks ago, and Ludwig, I don't think I've seen him be as quiet in a game as like since he joined Gold Coast Knights, but that was almost a sign of respect from United on the night, because it just felt like they were always going around him rather than trying to go past him.
Well, absolutely. As a centre-back, he'd probably want a quiet night, so that means the ball's usually at the other end. So, no, definitely sign of respect. He's obviously one of the best players in the league.
Unfortunately for you as a fullback, if you're not defending, you're still being asked to get up and down that sideline.
Yeah, exactly, but that's the more glamorous part of our jobs, is getting the ball in the final third.
Especially when you're popping up with a late equaliser against Wellington at Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Here is Dylan. Turnover Knights just still getting a little bit settled. These Friday games can be a little bit funny from time to time.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy there from Warden.
Scaroni back on the coast, but he's dispossessed by Martin, and the chance could be on now for Knights, breaking forward in numbers as Russell is forced to hold his run. Scaroni back for Matt Lugo. He's back at Olympic after through the system there. Touch from Klein. I'm not quite sure who that was targeted at. Brings that under control. McMorrow, he's buzzing around early, Brandon McMorrow.
Yeah, he's got something to prove against his old club.
One of his old clubs. Going back through the NPL archives, one of his best games when he was with the Raw Academy. Brandon McMorrow did come here at the Croatian Sports Centre. It was a 2-1 Knights win, but he was very busy in midfield for a beaten Raw side on the day. And just to go down the rabbit hole a little bit further, the winner for Gold Coast Knights that day, Marek Mardley, who's on the bench for Olympic tonight.
It's funny how football works sometimes. Oh,
an early chance there, and
Cyrus
Demi buries a chance, and they're celebrating with Olympic, and Cyrus Demi, Fox in the box, capitalising on the hard work by Lathan Dunn. As we see here on the replay, was a heavy touch from Demi, and well, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, they've shocked the crowd here.
I think they've shocked us too.
Yeah. Just wasn't dealt with by the Knights defenders, and Cyrus there, Johnny on the spot.
So that is Demi's 5th NPL goal of the season, 11th in all competitions, and can't help but wonder, was Langdon a little bit nervous about giving away the penalty there, because it was pretty much a 50-50 ball between him and Dunn.
Look, Dunn's done very well to put him under pressure. A lot of people wouldn't go in for that challenge, so yeah, credit to him.
So now dispossessed Knights. Not used to, and they don't really like trailing. Hopefully can they fashion up a response? We'll find out soon as far work over there.
Olympic have really come out of the blocks buzzing here. Grossi must have really had something to say before the game.
It was interesting playing a side like Knights, who are very much the benchmark here in Queensland. Everyone wants to give them their best shot, and I'd say haven't seemed that far off the pace, but their passing just isn't as sharp as it has been otherwise, as Walker goes in and brings out Scaroni. Just go through the replay. Solid collision. Now back to live pictures.
Yeah, Scott McDonald wouldn't be happy with the start his team's made. Been very sloppy in possession,
And now they're
giving
under
up too
pressure
many
once
chances.
again. It's done. Watched closely by Ludwig. Plays it back for the speedy Cody Maud. Just tuning in. James Coughlin, Corey Brown in commentary is double deflection. Corner for Olympic.
Great start here from Olympic.
Over goes for me at Sono, formerly of Surfers Paradise. One of a number of players who was part of that FQPL 1 Premiership Surfers Paradise side last year. There's delivery looking for Demi, headed away by Deus. Says not through me this time. No way through at the near post. Kaneko back helping out in defence, and long ball forward for Russell.
Quite isolated up there. Olympic with a lot of possession here, so like I said, hopefully to capitalise on their good start, maybe get a second here.
For sure. Well, last time these teams met, it was a very tight game at Goodwin Park. 1-0 in favour of Knights. Godfrey Devillet scoring the winner there, but there was the 2023 Kappa Pro Series final where Knights won 4-2, but it was very much a back-and-forth game where Olympic, an undermanned Olympic, mind you, had their chances.
Yeah, look, this matchup goes back a long way, a lot of history here, so I'm sure it's one that both teams get up for.
Getting to Sono. Demi holding it up very well as goes back for Reed. Youngster turns well and able to find the outlet of Demi, and we got through Martin but couldn't find a way through Deus. Buzzing around in the early stages in this round 16 opening clash. Sono for McMorrow. Danny out wide in support. Who's there to aim for in the box? He's got Dunn waiting for the cross. Sono, heavy touch. Falls for Klein. And it's that pressure right down that Knights end of the ground. And paid him, and shot on and well saved by Langdon. I think he saw that one late. Dunn was there just waiting for the rebound. Loose pass. Right, some desperation header from Dunn.
Yeah, the pressing of Olympic is quite evident. They've really taken it to the Knights. Really well set up, and credit to Chris Grossman.
He's got his side ready to play based on the opening 13 and a half minutes. Although I think pretty much everyone will attest, let's not count out Gold Coast Knights just yet.
No. When you can afford to have a Premier League player on your bench, yeah, it keeps you in good stead.
Jordan Much waiting for his NPL Queensland debut with Gold Coast Knights. His signing was announced by Knights around about 6 p.m. local time this evening. So amazing what you can do with mid-season transfer window.
Yeah, it's not bad. Of course, there's a Western Sydney connection there with him and Scott McDonald. So.
One thing you can say for certain about Knights, they are a very ambitious club, both on and off the pitch. And that is certainly shown in their squad building as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Scott has obviously built such a formidable side won everything last year, and for me, I don't think it's going to be long till we see him in a top gig somewhere in hopefully the A-League for me.
Millard getting by the first challenge, second one deflected off the chest. So it's still 4 Knights before Reed is to find the outlet. Sono collected late. And back we go for the free kick. Covering challenge from Reed. Some optimistic appeals for a handball there against Farr. Back to live pictures. Searching ball over the top. Walker has that one covered as it's ushered over the sideline. He's pressing just a little bit too aggressive.
Well, there's that pressing again from Olympic. It's very evident, and it's been working for them early.
Demi pleading his case to the assistant on the near side. Moving, Russell dropping back to get on the ball, and now he's got a chance to put on the afterburners out wide for Kaneko. Walker in support. So he'll play the ball into the top of the 18-yard box, but there's no one there for Knights. You can see what he was trying to do, and Martin with a tug on McMorrow's jersey. Advantage played for Olympic. Right on the same page, Lord and Dunn, and again, the radar is still not quite as finely tuned as you'd like them to be. Millard is shifted over to the left at the moment. Nico over on the right, trying to see if he can have a bit more luck against Reed, but first the ball has to get to him. Again, well, I think he's had more touches of the ball tonight than I saw him have in the Gold Coast derby. Because it's never a bad thing when your captain and best player is this heavily involved.
No, exactly, especially if he's at the back. Like I said, means the ball's at the other end.
And speaking of centre-back captains as well, the Raw officially confirmed the departure of Tom Aldred the other day. It would have been great working with him.
Oh, absolutely. Tom's a great leader, great player, and great mate. So sad to see him go, obviously, but the club moved forward, and we've got a lot of promising young signings coming in. So really looking forward to this coming season.
Indeed. Well, here is a couple of promising players for Knights looking to link up, and shouts for a penalty as Martin winds up on the ground, not heated. Go to the replay and see Martin picking the ball up a long way from goal, but using those long legs just to get in position. And
great challenge, yeah. Nothing in it for me.
That's why you're here, you're the expert.
Of course, a covering fullback, I'll say that.
You got the Defenders Union. So Lugo gets the instruction to hurry up.
18 minutes in, I'm not quite sure you can call it time wasting.
Clever little nod on finding Demi as he drives into the box. He's got 3 red shirts in front of him. He'll take them on, and the shot is blocked away.
You don't see that very often. It looked like Austin Ludwig actually got out-muscled there by Cyrus Demi.
Yeah, look, we've been quite complimentary of him already, and we'll keep that going once we get to the end of this night's attack, as Martin is storming forward. He's got options to pick out in the middle. Klein making the late run. Instead goes to the top of the box for Kaneko. And a great tackle by the youngster Reed. He had to get that one bang on, and he did. Speroni. Way through Walker finding Millard. And the ball got away from him. He got it back and checks for the shot off his right. Goes back on his left for the cross in and straight into the midsection of Tom Larkham.
That was a nice positive play there from Trent Millard, attacking his defender.
Our way through the head of Reed as Sono is collected late by Deus. Shot for Deus. He had a pretty good run in NPL Queensland. Came from the Mariners Academy where he was with Ben Kahn. Moved with him to Olympic, 5 straight grand finals. Left Olympic, goes to Gold Coast Knights. Just happens to win everything last year.
Yeah, look, quite unfortunate there for Olympic. That was it 5 years in a row, but I mean, it's hard to make grand finals, so credit to him.
Yeah, not to go full Olympic defence here, but I mean, you make it 5 years in a row. You're doing something right.
No, absolutely you are. So that was under tutelage of Ben Kahn, who obviously is a fantastic coach.
Martin able to ride the challenge, get it out wide for Deus as he's dragged down by Demi. And I think this might be a bit of a chance for Mr. Omedovic to have a chat to Demi. That's 2 fouls in the opening 20 minutes, which I think might be his strikers quota for the entire season. Out wide it goes, Millard. It's his fellow number 23, and not many players are going to get around Cody Maud with the afterburners he has. So, when he signed for Brisbane Strikers, that was actually one of his big selling points as well, was just how quick he was.
Yeah, that'll be a good matchup, both with electric pace, so keep an eye on that one.
Bodies in the 6-yard box, which allows space for Millard as he'll take the curling shot, which bounces off the hip of Driver. Away by Maud. Klein there to mop up, but another heavy touch. Flies over the sideline. Playing plenty of confidence as they out of their own half and moving it forward. Demi is shifted out to the left now with the option to cut back on his right as he is want to do. Instead he'll tee up McMorrow and can't get clean contact.
Oh.
And it's in the back of the net, but it will not stand as far. I think he knew he was offside there, and the assistant's flag went up straight away to prevent any early celebrations.
Still a very good move there from Olympic. Brendan McMurray's having a fantastic start to the game.
He might be a little bit, he might need to settle down a little bit, Sam Klein. He's such a good striker of the ball. He's got a lethal right foot.
Yeah, it's not the start of the game that Scott McDonald and the Knights would have wanted, but there would be no panic within the ranks. They've got far too much quality and experience in their team.
That they do. Takes a throw in, finding Reardon, and I suppose from a fitness perspective as well, I know we're 16 rounds into the season, but you do wonder how long Olympic are going to be able to keep up that incredibly intense press.
Exactly right. It's one thing to go out and want to press, but another thing to do it for 90 minutes. So there will be chances, and they will, with the quality that Gold Coast Knights have, they will break that press.
And there is the captain, Ludwig, stepping up with the interception. Needs a chance to quarterback this attack, pick his pass. He's talking about their press. Looks like they are starting to sit a little bit deeper now.
yeah, every player in their own half right at this moment.
Knights, as they are more than comfortable doing, will just poke, prod, and just wait for the opening to present itself. Difference makers on either side as Walker and Klein try to work a 1-2, and that is a good pass from Klein. Out wide for Deus with the cross, and depth perception might have caught us out a little bit there, Corey.
Another promising move there from Gold Coast Knights. Nice and patient, side to side.
Talking about Olympic at the moment, we should mention as well, so it beat Southside Comets up in Cairns last Saturday. 6-0 winners on the day to qualify for the Australia Cup round of 32 national stage. They've been drawn at home against RPL Leichhardt. Match details to come soon, but good news is 3 of the 4 NPL Queensland clubs that have qualified, they get home dates.
Yeah, that's obviously really huge games for these clubs, and
one back by far, and he's got space as overhit that pass for McMorrow. I'm not quite sure how Dunn wound up on the ground, but the cross goes in for Demi at the back post. Beautiful first touch, Demi, and a great block made by Walker to deny Cyrus Demi.
Really good start here from Olympic.
Peeled away from his marker there, Demi, and
it was on target. He's looking very menacing, Cyrus, so maybe a couple in tonight.
He did have a pretty good record for the Raw NPL side. It was with them. It was a spearhead of that 2021 campaign, which saw them reach the semi-finals.
Yeah, a lot of quality came out of that team, so yeah.
Did you play NPL for the Raw?
No, I was in the youth league.
That's right.
Back in the day.
In goes across as McMurray will take a shot on from the top of the box, cleared off the line, and Knights very much under the pump from the outside as Olympic.
Break here.
Kaneko with space to drive down that sideline. Sono tracking back well to stop him in his tracks, but Kaneko going into his bag of tricks and once again denied by Sono.
Very good defending there.
Well, we talked about the Knights midfield having very defensive background, I suppose, but Scaroni and Sono, both very, very strong defensive midfielders in their own right.
Yeah, look, Brisbane Olympic have obviously come here with a plan and at the moment executing it to perfection.
So here is Scaroni, formerly of Gold Coast United, over for Ward as he's made a run forward. Can he measure this cross? He may have over-measured a little bit. Held down that square button a little bit too long. On the turn, Russell get by Larkham, and a great challenge once again. Tom Larkham certainly up for the fight, Olympic. Two games in hand in the league, Olympic, which does sort of give a little bit of context, I suppose, to their 9th place standing at the moment. Now on the back foot now as Klein goes to the back post, headed away by Reed, straight down the centre of the pitch, and McMorrow misses it away, and Demi trying to find a way through Dylan, and Dylan just got his body in the right position. The Australia Cup round of 32. So 3 home ties for the NPL Queensland clubs. We've got Moreton City against Campbelltown City, Olympic against RPL Leichhardt, and Brisbane City against Western Sydney Wanderers, while Lions will be travelling all the way over to Perth. I'm told the players are quite enthusiastic about that trip.
Yeah, look, obviously away trips for the NPL players is a treat and something you can look forward to, but the pick of matches for me is the Western Sydney versus Brisbane City game. At Spencer Park. It's going to be a huge night there, so I'm sure I'll pop down for that one, and should be a really good matchup.
I'll have to make sure I get my pizza order in nice and early.
Yeah, you will.
But that is going to be a lot of fun. Meanwhile, yeah, Lions, they get the road trip. I do remember going to an Australia Cup draw in 2019 where some of the players were hoping for a trip up to Mackay.
What's in Mackay?
The Magpies Crusade.
Oh, yeah.
They'd qualified that year. And, of course, it was the Gold Coast Club Coomera Colts that got the trip up to Mackay that year.
Very good.
So the two clubs that everyone wanted to draw the away trip for, they wound up playing each other. Now, you guys have your playoff against Perth Glory coming up. It's 23rd of July up in Darwin.
Yeah, correct. Be my first time in Darwin. I heard it's quite warm, so even this time of year. So yeah, we start back on Monday with the squad. So looking forward to getting back in with the lads.
Goes to cross and Lugo punches it clear, but not out of the 18-yard box. And Klein with the improvised shot, well saved by Lugo.
Snapshot there from Klein, done very well to even get on target.
Great reaction save from Matt Lugo, who has shot stopping as probably the main part of his game, and he's backtracking as well.
He was in that grand final losing squad last year, so obviously has some revenge on his mind.
I'm sure he does. He's got 4 clean sheets this year in the NPL, Lugo.
Oh.
And free header, Ludwig, but it wouldn't have counted if it was on target. As an offside call against some of the Gold Coast Knights players. There's a lot to look forward to with the Raw coming up this season as well. Ben Halloran announced earlier today, and it's going to be an interesting pre-season as well to follow. First with that playoff against Darwin, and the winner of that, I'm not trying to jinx you guys or anything, will be hosting Melbourne City.
Yeah, look, a lot of games hopefully for us. First and foremost, we have to beat Perth Glory, but yeah, very excited about Ben Halloran.
And Millard is down now, clutching his knee, and it's just coming together on that far side with Sono. And he'll be down to receive some treatment.
Yeah, Benny's a local lad from Brisbane, so it's always good to get Brizzy boys back to the Brizzy club.
Remember when he was signed for the Raw, all we heard was, he's fast, he's fast, he's fast, and he was very, very quick.
I mean, he's had a great career.
He has.
He's played in the Bundesliga, been to World Cups. I think he's going to bring a bit more quality that we need in that front third.
And with that level of A-League experience as well, you're never going to turn that down.
Absolutely not. No, I'm very happy and I'm be able to play with him next season.
Out of Edge Hill United up north, I believe.
Yeah, and I think went to State High, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Him and Chris Harold.
Oh, there you go. Chris Harold, I think he's doing quite well for himself as a lawyer now,
Yeah,
isn't he?
he is. Yeah, very much so. I think in Perth. Stayed over there at the end of his career.
He's doing quite well for himself then. Footballer into lawyer.
Yeah. He was always very smart, so unfortunately I don't think I'll be a lawyer post-career.
I could get into broadcasting, you never know. Send this tape to Simon Hill.
Yeah.
Reed just a little bit too forceful through the back of Millard. We've got a stoppage just off to the right of our picture at the moment, and another player is down. This time it's Jaden Walker, one of the more experienced players. He's making his 126th NPL appearance. Now another break for an injury. So we'll just keep talking as well about what's going on with the Raw at the moment. You guys have had your break, but I have noticed that they've been keeping you busy in the off-season, a lot of running.
Yeah, a lot of running. A lot of us boys try and keep as fit as we can. We don't want to go back first day of pre-season and blow a gasket. So, yeah, we always keep busy and get together and do some runs. And obviously, yeah, we start back Monday, so looking forward to getting back in.
I've got to ask, between you and your good buddy Jack Hingard, who I have had in comms with me as well, who was setting the pace when you two were running together?
Definitely Jackie. I mean, he's an international footballer now, so
he is.
Obviously has that big pedigree to live up to.
Yeah, he's made his debut for Sri Lanka this year.
The powerhouse of Sri Lanka. Jackie's it's an unreal step for him, and obviously he looks forward to going into camps and stuff. So.
And we are back underway. 10 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half here at the Croatian Sports Centre. NPL round 16 Gold Coast Knights against Olympic, with the visitors leading 1-0 courtesy of Cyrus Demi in the 8th minute. James Coughlin and Corey Brown bringing you all the action on FQTV with this Friday night feature. It's Olympic with that very young left side of defence, holding up quite well so far, as there is one of the youngsters, Reed. Bring it forward for Lyndon Farr, who's been around, and Farr just with a word of, shall we say, encouragement.
Yeah, it looks like it's getting a bit feisty out there. There's been a few stoppages, a few challenges going in, so might be some fireworks soon.
Between these teams, never. The Knights bench keeping nice and animated. Trying to see if there's any coffee cups under Scott McDonald's chair.
I'm sure he will watch the England game last night. So
I think he was on air for the Spain-Italy game as well. So. And last year, of course, he was working for the same broadcaster during the women's. Oh, that was a strong challenge on by Reardon. Left his mark, perhaps. Demi committed a couple of fouls. This time he's on the receiving end of one.
Former teammates there. A little bit to say, Rito.
Former teammates clashing? Well, I never. Demi still on the ground, but back up and making his way forward to once again get in the mix off this free kick, which Larkham will take.
I think it'd take a bus to keep him down.
Well, he shrugs off that challenge from Ludwig. That's another point for Demi in that head-to-head battle. If you're keeping a scorecard at home. Ludwig getting it over for Langdon. Playing game 139 in the NPL for Knights this evening. Josh Langdon, which is strange when you think he's only in his mid to late 20s.
Yeah, he's been very reliable for the Knights and obviously a lot of success.
Speroni winning that back well, getting the return pass. Can he get into position to shoot? Forced to check back with two red jerseys crowding him out. Clipped forward. Here's McMorrow making a run in behind. Look for the cut back, but first to react was Dylan. Still there for Olympic. They're looking to finish this first half the way they started it, with a flourish. A low cross in, and looping header by Demi is claimed by Langdon.
They're looking the stronger side here, Olympic, and might be some changes at halftime, if not a spray from Scott McDonald.
Well, he does have some options on the bench to call on.
Just a few.
Yeah. Phil Larsam might shore up that midfield and perhaps limit the influence of McMorrow. They've been very busy. Lathan Dunn, formerly of Magpies Crusaders up north. From far, and you saw that little coming together there off the ball as well, exchanging ideas. Morrow winning the free kick off Reardon, and he called it early. McMorrow has been the standout so far in the midfield across both teams.
He's definitely been the star player in this first half. Obviously something to prove, but yeah, his pressing's been really well on the ball, being able to get in that pocket and turn.
Well, the interesting thing is with Olympic, what we've seen so far this year is they've sort of gone back and forth between two setups, but it looks like Grossman's picked the right one this evening with that sort of, I suppose tactics are all fluid, but 4-3-3 as McMorrow rolls that shot along the ground and Langdon down to calmly claim that. But it has given McMorrow that freedom to operate.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have done his homework on Knights. There's no other option, but it's definitely given a few headaches there for the Gold Coast Knights players.
And with those two shields behind him, including Scaroni, who just committed that foul, he and Sono have done a good job just closing out that Knights midfield as well, and it's forced the Knights wide, and their passing just hasn't been perfect. A little nibble there.
Come back for it.
They'll come back for the free kick, and Deus, oh, he's not having a good time as we'll go to the replay. Take your pick which play that could have been on.
Challenger's starting to fly in a bit here.
Well, these games are starting to become a little bit more important with 8 rounds left. 7 rounds, I beg your pardon. I'm guilty of commentator maths there. Working at the back post, and it'll find its way to Klein, and unable to bring it down for Scaroni. Chests it away, and now here goes Demi. He's got room to run. He's got done out wide, and pass just catches the foot of Walker, and Knights back in numbers there. They made that a 2-on-4 for Olympic.
Yeah, very impressive there from the Knights. And Cyrus again, running at defenders is what you want to see from your striker. He's been very impressive this first half.
His NPL career didn't quite mirror his A-League stint with the Roar as well, but if you've watched him in this competition, you know he's a very strong goal scorer.
Absolutely. Obviously, that next level step up is always tough, and he was a very young kid at the time, so I'd love to see him get another opportunity.
His first start was that round 1 game against Melbourne City in 2021, 20-ish?
Yep.
At that point anyway, but he's certainly come a long way, and now Martin will take the shot on from range, and Lugo just watches that one roll wide off the post.
Bit better here from Gold Coast Knights.
And that might be the way to sort of stretch out that organised block that Olympic have settled into, where you just take a few shots from range, it's just try and force them to press a little bit more and open up some space. Of course, what would I know? I'm just a commentator.
Ah, spot on, James. Nailed it.
Driver, he's still going strong, but he's caught out by Russell, who's now into the box and looking for the cutback for Klein. Still there, Sam Klein, and it's saved by someone from Olympic. As Knights, that's their best chance of the game.
Strong work there by Russell. Drives into the box.
I think that might have actually been a save by Miller.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of legs there.
It's always that chance you take with the shot from, well, shot from close range, but still through a crowd of legs.
Yeah.
Pass off target from Klein, and Martin now well positioned for the interception. So since joining Gold Coast Knights, Tyson Martin has been one of those guys who has really gone to another level, especially under Scott McDonald.
Absolutely. He was a centre back at Brisbane City a couple of years back and was a standout for me, but really went to the next level under Scott McDonald in that midfield number 6 position.
I suppose it's a testament to his talent as well, where he said, "You're that good, we've got to play you somewhere," and rebirthed him and Reardon as defensive midfielders. Although Martin scored a few goals.
Yeah, he's very comfortable on the ball, Tyson Martin.
Reardon Clears it out of the 18-yard box, but only as far as Millard, who gets a cross in and flick on by Russell. Now the shot on from Reardon. Cleared away by Larkin. The slip as it cleared it, still found its way to Dunn. Heavy touch plays into Ludwig. Goes out wide, finding Kaneko. Will he be the one to unlock this Olympic defence?
Finishing the strongest side here, Gold Coast.
Probably knowing what's coming at half-time if they don't.
I think it's coming either way.
After half-time, I might have to get your best spray you've received from a coach.
Probably received a few sprays from Scott McDonald himself. When we were teammates.
And one of the Olympic players is down after a late challenge. Play on, called by Mr. Ahmedovich.
Calmly done there.
And Lugo just says, let's settle down. Still well placed. Matt Lugo. Long career here in Queensland and with Olympic, and he's made that #1 jersey his own this season, backed up ably by Ben Wood. In every NPL game it has been Lugo's job. Team very well drilled, knowing where everybody is meant to be, but Olympic seem like they've also known where those passes are going to be more often than not. Millard taking on the defender, crosses to the top of the 18-yard box, headed away. Now McMorrow, can Olympic get a second in the closing seconds of the first half? McMorrow trying to draw in Ludwig, couldn't do that. Instead, McMorrow, he'll go himself, take the shot on and blocked by Ludwig. And that will be the end to what has been an enthralling first half. Olympic up 1-0, Corey Brown.
Yeah, they've been very impressive. Well organised, pressed well, and very deserving of their lead.
And could very easily have had a second right before half-time. And the sides now go to the change room. We're going to step away for a few minutes, and we'll be back with the second half after these messages.
The Matildas are on fire, and the Socceroos have the breakthrough.
How do I feel this time? One straight off.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
This is a team in full flight. A player at the peak of their powers.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Croatian Sports Centre in Carrara. It's round 16 of the NPL Queensland. We've got Gold Coast Knights and Olympic, James Coughlin and the Brisbane Roar's own Corey Brown bringing you the action. Corey, Olympic are up. I don't think either of us were expecting that sort of performance in the first half.
No, definitely not on current form, but they were very well organised, and that man, Brandon McMurray, just kicked the ball off, had a fantastic first half.
It is the visitors, Olympic, in their changed navy strip, running from right to left on your screen. Knights will have just had a strong talking to, I'm sure, from Scott McDonald. There's Phil Larsam, who has made his way on as there's a halftime change. Low, they'll be on the defensive early as free kick now coming for Olympic.
Yeah, I'm sure Scott will be hoping for a reaction here. I'm not sure what he would have said. I wasn't in there, but yeah, I'm sure it would have been stern.
I feel like he's not afraid to be honest with his players, Scott, though.
Definitely not, no. And it's something that he's, very good with.
I feel like he wouldn't have been as capable to recruit this squad if he didn't have players that were willing to put in the hard yards for him. Now they are to defend this free kick as it's looking for Demi at the back post and punched away by Langdon. It got a little bit of help to get out to Kaneko, and Driver getting caught by the turf monster. Just reached out and grabbed Kaneko. We do have some other action from around the NPL grounds coming your way this evening on FQTV. We'll do our best to keep you across all the important results, including Olympics women's team, who are in action at home against the reigning women's champions, Eastern Suburbs. So draw did no favours for Olympic this weekend.
Well, not so far, but they're on the attack here.
Come back for McMorrow, top of the 18-yard box. Got Sono in support. Set the shot to get it out wide for Far. Get back onto his right foot, watched closely by Deus and Martin. Sono found some space. Demi on the turn, it came off the hand as well, and I don't think he quite gave himself up, as that is some fairly vague interpretation of the free kick location there.
That was good play there again from Olympic. Far with a nice ball into the box. Looking dangerous again.
That they certainly are. On the turn. I expect him and Reardon to push further forward now with looks like Trent Millard might have been the player withdrawn. We'll just confirm that. I thought it might have been Sam Klein, but he's still there. Looking to cut inside as he gets through that challenge from Sono. He's left 3 Olympic players behind him, finding Klein. He'll get it on the left, deflected shot, and Russell is there to tap it home. Well, it doesn't have to always be pretty, but Knights are back on level terms.
Yeah, that's exactly the reaction Scott would have been looking for. Fantastic start to the second half from Gold Coast Knights, and they get the equaliser.
Double deflection there off Larkham and Lugo, and Joel Russell is there. I think he just had to basically stand there and hope that he deflected it in the right direction.
Striker's dream right there, but it was a very strong run from Tyson Martin. He's been very impressive in the midfield there.
And we are back on level terms. One apiece. Yeah, so it is very much game on here at Carrara. Russell, when he scores, he tends to score in bunches as well. So he's already got 2 hat-tricks this season, one in the Kappa Pro Series, one in the NPL. Also had a brace in the Gold Coast Derby earlier this month, and Russell committed the foul there on Larkham. What do you think there?
Yeah, it could have gone either way, but good play again from Gold Coast Knights. They're on the attack. Tyson Martin's been in everything for them. Tough decision.
Well, there we go. That's the decision. Well,
The ref has a better vantage point than us.
yes, exactly. always defer to the guy with the whistle. I mean,
Correct.
when the people inside the confines of the pitch argue with him, it doesn't tend to change their mind. So
I've never argued with a ref.
there's a question I could ask about opposing players here that I won't. And now beautiful ball through. They've unlocked them again. Here's Russell. Great save by Lugo. Martin on the follow-up. Blocked off the line. Was that driver? Curling effort and a scrambling stop by Lugo. Well, the Olympic defence is at 6s and 7s, and they've been bailed out there by Matt Lugo.
Fantastic save there from Lugo. Saved him out a couple times. Last effort there from Jaden Walker, of all people.
The advantage of having a right-footed player at left back. So it was Trent Millard, the player, withdrawn, by the way. So that shifted Klein out to one of the wing spots, and Lazem will screen in midfield. Millard was down late in that first half.
Already looking a bit more balanced within the midfield. And Klein, obviously, more attacking player.
And
Using their wing backs to get forward, you know. So
exactly, and Klein has got that lethal right foot, so coming in off the left will be a huge advantage for him here. Cutting inside for Kaneko. Right for the buy-in, low ball back to the penalty spot, finding Deus,
What a
and
great
it's off
block.
the back of Larkham.
throwing his body on the line there. Great block.
Here go Olympic on the break. It's McMorrow again, and Newton trying to grab a piece of his jersey. Just shakes him off, gets the pass away, and Far causing all the problems in the box. Ludwig just moves in clear. We've got a stoppage now as the player is down off to the right of our picture. A long way to the right of our picture. It's one of the Knights players. Is that Walker? He's down and looking like he's battling a little bit.
Not sure what he's doing up there.
Well, based on the signal the physio just gave, I think that might be the end of Walker's night.
He's been very important for Gold Coast, especially in this second half. Looks like both their wingers have played inverted inside and they're getting their forwards out wide.
Russell does have that freedom to operate as Mr. Ahmedovich is in discussions with Langdon and Ludwig. Just explaining his decision to stop the play there.
Could have been discussing dinner options for after the game.
I mean, you go to the canteen, you know what you're ordering here at Carrara. But actually, out of curiosity, as a player in this situation, when someone's down injured, do you try and just wait for guidance from the referee, or do you feel like sometimes it's better to say, let's just kick it out and we'll start over again?
I think it's this day and age, whether it's a head injury, other than that, I think it's play on. Wait for the referee to make the decision.
I can get behind that. The referee's there to make those decisions, so trust them to do just that.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it does rule out an attack that you might be on.
Unfortunately, but yeah, there's a lot of protocols these days with head injuries, and we know that the damage it can do.
For sure. Player safety is very much paramount nowadays. Might not see some of the tackles going around from your dad's era.
Thank God for that.
I thought you would have been wanting to put in some of those strong challenges.
Nah, you've seen my dad's face recently. A bit worse for wear. Face for commentary, they might say.
Might have to clip that one up and send it to him. Now the chance for Klein in the box. He'll look for the shot. Saved again by Lugo on the follow-up, and he did it again, Lugo!
Unbelievable double save there.
He's standing on his head tonight, Lugo. As it was all set up here with the work from Russell. Another fortunate bounce for Knights.
Looks for all money. He's going to head this home. And one-handed, tipped it around.
If that doesn't make the Save of the Month compilation, I give up.
He's kept it in here. Kept the Olympic in the game here this second half so far, Matt Lugo.
Oh, Lugo.
Didn't have much to do in the first half, but...
He's been called on nice and early. And Knights, they've beaten him once, but it did take a double deflection just to get by him. Lofted delivery over the head of everyone. Some calls again for a handball, not given. It's play on, and some clever footwork comes unstuck there.
Be interesting to see that one again.
Yeah.
Looked like it did strike the arm.
But
by the body, maybe.
Yeah, and the handball rule is changing by the day. Feel sorry for anyone who has to actually adjudicate on it at any given time. So, through a couple of challenges and keeping the pressure on. Just waiting to see what's happened with Trent Millard as well. There was a clear signal saying he's done, but keeping an eye out for who might have replaced him.
So Jaden Walker?
Yes, Jaden Walker, I beg your pardon. Millard was already subbed off. I told you I'd get a bit loopy in the second half.
Sleep deprived.
Yes, Scott McDonald's not the only one who's been watching far too much football. There we go, it's Luke Beckwith who has come on. There we go. There for the corner. Touched by Reed, could break now for Knights.
All that early pressing in the first half. They've come out a bit tired, Olympic.
Here is Beckwith, the substitute. Driver, strong work to win that one back. He's got a big bag of tricks. Veteran defender.
Great hold-up play there from Cyrus.
He's brought in McMorrow well, and Cyrus looking for the return pass, and McMorrow just trying to work the angles. Can't do it.
Working well up top, those two. Obviously a Brisbane Roar connection there.
I think they were linking up during that 2021 season quite frequently. McMorrow did make his debut in the Australia Cup last year for the Raw senior side.
Yeah, someone with a lot of promise. And
speaking of promise, here is Joel Russell with the cutback for Kaneko, trying to find the angle for a shot. Can't find a way through Reed. And Sono up the sideline. And, well, it has been pretty much all Knights in the opening 15 minutes of this first half. Goal to Joel Russell to equalise, and spectacular double save by Matt Lugo. And Demi trying to get away from Lazem, and he's flipped down from behind. Dunn is dispossessed by Beckwith, and is that...
Oh.
Ooh. Well, thought that might have been a foul, but...
There's a few fouls there.
Yeah.
Cyrus, another very strong driving run. Fouled from behind, but referee played on. Good advantage.
One thing I've got my eye on from an Olympic perspective as well in this second half is when they're going to go to their bench and bring on Marek Mardley, who is a big, strong, tough striker. And he might present a little bit of a different challenge to Demi.
Yeah, definitely. A lot in the same bracket as Cyrus, very strong, hold the ball up well. Probably not the same pace, so.
Plenty of experience, Marek Mardley. Beckwith finding Klein, and Maud did well to take the ball off his bootlaces. done for Maud, and Klein putting those long legs to good use. Morrow trying to flick it on. It was a bullet-all tackle, we'll call that. Jad Ahmedovich is... Well, I was about to say he's been consistent letting a lot go this evening. But I suppose there was a fairly prominent shove in the back. Not all that subtle.
No. That's a striker's challenge.
Well, he's given up, is it 3-4 fouls now from Demi? So he's not afraid to mix it up.
No, he's not. And yeah, he gets back and does his defensive work. So gets his goal and does his defensive works. Everything you want out of a striker.
Sure, a bit of recruitment by Chris Grossman to bring him back into the fold after his time with his Danish club wrapped up. And yeah, I've been following the Euros. I think it's fair to say beating Denmark isn't for everybody.
No, it's not.
Klein trying to keep Olympic pinned down in their own half, gives up the throw in. So coming up in round 16, this is the only match in the NPL tonight. We've got Lions Sunshine Coast Wanderers tomorrow. We've also got Penn Power Rochdale, Redlands Brisbane City, and Wolves against the Brisbane Roar NPL side. And then on Sunday, it is Moreton City Excelsior against Gold Coast United. So bumper weekend of action coming up.
Yeah, always is.
Speaking of former players staying involved, former Knights player who also had a pretty successful stint with the Roar, Mitch Nichols. He's the assistant with the NPL side.
Yeah, he is. It's good to see Mitchie staying involved in football.
Beautiful ball through as Kaneko just let that one roll under his feet.
Yeah, he's got a great mind and he's very, very good tactically. So, no, it's good. He's just been down in Sydney with Scott Neville actually doing his B license, getting his licenses for coaching. So, might see Scott Neville involved soon. Yeah,
well, Scott Neville is involved with East here as one of their junior.
He was last year, but yeah, he's stepped away from that role.
Hopefully we'll see him back soon as he recovers from his torn ACL. Corner in. Lugo just got enough on that ball to take it away from the path of Klein, but could be called on again. Let's see if Scott can come into the commentary box one after. We'll have more changes coming up. Now we've got an update from the FQPL men's competition. Brisbane Strikers 1-0 up over Ipswich.
Any guesses, Matt Thurtell?
Look, if I'm guessing, that's probably the safest one. Prolific goal scorer was with Penn Power last year. Now he's back at Parc
Brisbane City, I think.
Brisbane City, yes. Now he's back at Parc de Paris. Luka Jankovic has come on for Olympic, formerly of Lions. Gone through quite a bit of work that left side of Olympics defence as well. Tom Larkham and Matt Reid, but they've withstood the challenge quite well, I think.
Yeah, it's been very impressive from that side.
For so long, it was always Matt Mundy partnering Danny Driver, but undergone a bit of a youth movement under Chris Grossman.
Yeah, Grossi will obviously call upon some of his former youth players.
I thought that would have been Scott McDonald arriving, but we know he's already at the ground. Shot's taken, a deflection, and it's picked up by Langdon. He's had a very successful stint with the Roar's NPL side as well, so he knows how to bring about young players.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously a former Brisbane Roar player himself.
Oh, yeah, that was a not pretty challenge from Lyndon Farr, and he is going to Mr. Ahmedovich's notebook. His third booking of the season. There are a couple of players walking yellow card tightropes for Olympics. For Olympics, Seb Scaroni actually missed the last game with a yellow card accumulation suspension. We've also got Cyrus Demi. He's on 4 NPL yellow cards. As it's Cody Maud. Kaneko towards the back post. Header. There's one there by Dylan, and despite the assistant referees in Knights colours thinking that was going to be a corner, it's in fact a goal kick. Chris Grossman, we were talking about him, and he's got very experienced record. 82 games in charge of the Raw's NPL team from my numbers. This is his 44th game with Olympic. Doing quite well in the coaching progression.
Yeah, absolutely, and oversaw a Brisbane Raw youth team that went on to the semi-finals.
Yeah,
under Chris,
losing to Olympic.
Yeah, so and brought in the likes of Keegan Yelicich, Eli Adams, plenty of players who have gone on to already have pretty successful professional careers.
Almost a chance breaking for Yankovic. He's still full of energy.
He's been everywhere tonight.
Substitute tracking back. Demi in support for Farr, who
grabbed out of it.
Just lost out. And Farr, he's got to be a little bit careful there. He had a tug on the jersey. Murray, he's got... But he has been quieter since the introduction of Phil Larsson, former Olympic player. And Ludwig, well, he made the tackle, and in the process of doing so, he was explaining why that wasn't a foul. That's when you know you're at the top of your game.
Yeah, exactly.
Another player who's not short of a conversation on the pitch, Austin Ludwig.
No, there's a few of them out there. Aussie, obviously, very experienced.
That experience could be put to the test as Demi tries to fashion space for a shot, trying to work the tight angle, but well defended by Dylan.
Yeah, it's fantastic defending there by Oscar Dillon. Showed him the line, stayed on his feet, and got the tackle in. Plenty of experience, obviously, in the A-League. Played for Western United for a couple of years.
Yeah, he was down there after that spectacular free kick to help Knights win the grand final in 2019. There's a cross headed away. All right. A whole lot of complaints can be had about that challenge, I don't think.
Very clumsy there from Klein.
Hasn't quite been at the top of his game tonight, Klein, but can turn that around in
Yeah,
a
exactly.
moment of brilliance.
Doesn't take much. Just a yard of space and he can put one top corner.
Driver standing over the free kick. It's definitely in shooting range if he wants to take it on, and it's a curling effort. As East take a lead in the NPL women's match out at Goodwin Park.
That's a very strong East side.
It it is, and they've only got stronger this season, adding Tegan Riding from Lions. Prolific goal scorer to another prolific goal scorer in Sophie Person. The latter of those, of course, a PT, sort of putting her teammates through some pre-season fitness work.
Sure, they would have loved that.
It's one of the best parts of the local game as well, seeing what the players get up to outside of playing football.
It's a great ball. Very dangerous.
You can see exactly what he was thinking there, trying to thread the needle for Russell.
Russell or Klein could be making that run at the back post.
20 minutes to find a breakthrough. That was an optimistic lead by Demi. I think that was one for the stat counters.
Yeah.
Well, that could be another one for the stat counters. Demi just couldn't get the clean contact on that strike.
Just snatched at that a little.
Shot fired across, and Lugo had to be alert. If he wasn't, Russell was there for another close range finish.
No, it was a good ball in from Reardon. And Lugo there again. Game's starting to really open up here. A lot of space in midfield.
It helps when you're getting stretched as well, with the fatigue starting to set in as well, because Olympic, they started this game with such a heavy press. How their legs are going to hold out. Well, so far so good. Demi looking for the cut back, but straight through Sono.
Yeah, you can see a few tired legs starting to creep in here in the Olympic side.
I don't know, it was 6 days ago with the turnaround, but that flight up north for the Queensland Cup game would have still had a little bit of an impact, especially in a competition like this where your furthest trips are to the Sunshine Coast and, well, down to Carrara Talabudra. Shot on and straight into the side netting.
No, absolutely would have had an impact, and it wouldn't have been cold up there as well, so. Nice turn. Snapshot.
That was Beckwith taking the shot on. Is that Klein taking his leave?
Didn't quite just get into the game tonight, Sam.
Well, still very young, and consistency is one of those skills that does develop over time as well. But
Famous Mike Mulvey quote: "The most consistent thing with young players is inconsistency."
I remember him saying that in a press conference quite a few times.
Yeah.
So after thinking he was subbed at halftime initially, now Sam Klein is actually off, and it is a maiden NPL appearance for Jordan Much. Pretty strong resume to his name as well.
Not
Here
a
he is
bad, yeah.
in
Play
the
to be
NPL Queensland.
bringing off the bench. Looks like he'll slot straight into that 10 role.
And putting an awful lot of pressure on that duo of Sono and Scaroni. Well aware of the danger that the Knights, 21 possessors. Well, how great was that from Ludwig? Saw the pass before he was even about to play it and stepped out of the line. As the offside flag goes up. Let's see if we can catch this on the replay here. So Ludwig is just at the top of the D at the 18-yard box. Looks. So good.
Yeah, he's reading the game really well, Austin.
Back to live pictures. Tired pass.
Yeah, some mistakes starting to creep in here for Olympic. Have to be on their game.
Kaneko. Inside Much. Kaneko with the cutback
Oh,
for
what a
Russell.
goal.
Oh, that is a special finish. Joel Russell goes deep into the bag of tricks to give Knights the lead with 15 minutes to go.
We were just saying Olympic were looking tired. Gold Coast Knights make the most of it. What a great move there is. Great cut back, and that's some finish there.
It's like he's done that a few times at training, Joel Russell. Just waited for the space to present itself, flicked it behind, and nothing Lugo could do about that one.
And you see the quality there of Jordan Much. Just gets the ball, looks like he has all the time in the world, plays a measured pass. And yeah.
Just so well read, picking out Kaneko, and made the run to just get the angle just right on that pass into the box.
Inspired sub there from Scott McDonald. Straight away. Goal.
That coffee diet is clearly working for his sharpness. And now Olympic trail for the first time in the match. They took the lead after 8 minutes. What response do they have? So Joel Russell, 17th goal in all competitions this season. Here is Demi driving into the box towards the byline, cutting back, looking to tee up Sono. It's still there for Olympic. Desperation block. Still alive, McMorrow. It could break now for Far, and it's chaos in the Gold Coast box.
Absolutely chaotic there.
I think I covered everything that happened. And now here goes
What a
Knights through
ball.
Much. Beautiful ball out again for Kaneko. Try and play it just too tall for Russell.
This game really opening up end to end.
Both sides desperate for a win here for their own respective reasons, and that is out for a goal kick.
Great play there from Cyrus Demi in the first instance, but what a ball there from Jordan Much.
We've been joking about it for 76 minutes, but it's so good for Knights to be able to call that level of experience off the bench. Question now, when do we see Grossman go to his bench to look for?
I was just thinking that he might have to make a sub here just to change the dynamics of this game, get back into it. You mentioned Marek,
Yeah, he's
probably most likely.
he's most likely to come on as well. There aren't, like, the rest of the substitutes are more from the youth side of things as well. You've got Jack Meredith, Will Avis, and Corey Johnson. Lots of Nathan Beagley, Dan Leck, Riley Thompson King not involved in the matchday squad this evening. Knights up over Souths. Their FQPL clash. And plenty of bodies around Matt Lugo now as well. Russell just making a nuisance of himself. Between delivery, can't get by the near post as Sono gets that out to Beckwith. Blocked by Far, and that stretch might have had a little bit of an impact on the former Moreton Bay man.
Cold night down on the Gold Coast as well. You don't want to get hit with the ball there.
The temperature has dropped really quickly this week as well, so got to get those warm-ups in as launched away. Deus with the curling ball, and space now for Russell. Is looking for his hat trick. Martin trying to find space with the cutback, and there's Kaneko. That should ice it. Knights go bang, bang, bang in the second half, and it's 3-1 now to the reigning champions.
Great ball in from Deus, heavy touch. Martin with a nice bit of play and just drops to him. Great finish. Nothing Lugo can do.
And they've held out for as long as they can, but that is the quality of the champions for Gold Coast Knights as Kaneko gets his 5th of the season.
Yeah, it's been a completely different side come out in the second half for Gold Coast Knights. They've looked confident, they've moved the ball well, and the quality's really shone through.
And for Olympic, it just almost feels like they've run out of legs in the last 10 or so minutes as Lyndon Farr is withdrawn. It's going to be a double change as we've got Will Avis and Marek Mardley coming on. Yankovic is shifting over. No, he is getting withdrawn as well. So the substitute, he only got about 18 minutes on. Luka Yankovic. There we go. Double change now as Mardley and Avis come on. Can those two score? Mardley, prolific NPL goal scorer.
Yeah, he's got 62 career NPL goals. Tied 12th. All time?
Yep, with Sam Sibatuara. One more and he'll equal Danny Byrne.
Danny Byrne. There's a throwback.
Yep.
Redlands days.
Yeah.
Very prolific.
And now he's over in the UK. He was at one point the Olympic women's coach as well. Come prepared with the good stats.
Yeah.
So Mardley will likely take up station at the top of the attack with
Great switch there from Much.
now here's Russell. Well, he scores in bunches. Can he get his third hat-trick of the season? Straight off the chest of Much. And of all things I would have expected about 5 hours ago today, calling a game with Jordan Much, and it was not one of them.
Nah, absolutely not. But you can see already the class he's bringing to this Gold Coast Knights side. Every time he gets on the ball, it looks like he's got all the time in the world.
Reads the game so well. Mardley trying to put the pressure on Langdon. The veteran striker did spend 2021 with Knights, scoring 5 goals that season. Martin watched closely by Avis.
Yeah, you can see Gold Coast Knights have really lifted a gear here. Bossing this game.
We have more changes coming now, or is Kaneko just getting the hurry up?
I think he's just getting the hurry up.
Sajada Medovic, one of the more experienced match officials in the NPL Queensland competition, had last year's grand final.
Yeah, he had a very good game.
You remember that one quite well, don't you? Some big calls to making that grand final as well.
Oh, yeah.
Free header, but not enough power on it to trouble Matt Lugo. Holds it up as Morrow.
Been very quiet in the second half, McMorrow.
Watched very closely by midfield, especially Phil Larsen. And those shot attempts for Gold Coast Knights in the second half have just shot up. Just stifled Olympic out of this game and made taken full advantage of their attack here is McMorrow.
Yeah, they brought Phil Lazem in at half-time, and he's completely shut down Brandon McMorrow in the second half. He hasn't been given the space he was provided in the first.
Allow me to cross sports for a second. There was a NFL coach, Bill Belichick, who always said, oh, come back to that in a second, as Russell could be on for the hat-trick. He goes for the chip, and it's just curled wide, as Lugo was a long way off his line, and the pressure, I guess, did its job.
Got caught in no man's land a little bit there, but obviously put enough doubt in Russell's mind there. Oh,
that was close.
Maybe should have done better there.
And Russell, well, he does hold himself to a high standard. Really thought could have done better with that one, and wasted ball forward. Is only able to find Dylan. Martin lofting it forward, chested down by an offside Russell. In a game like this as well, when that team that's trailing, trying to close it down as well, you're trying to avoid panicking as well, but you do know you need 2 goals, and you're thinking, got to score one quickly to try and get it through as well.
No, exactly, and the more you push forward, the more gaps you're going to leave at the back. So it's a dangerous game to play, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more chances for Gold Coast Knights.
You guys had a few late shows this season.
Sort of the DNA of the Brisbane Roar, going way back from Ange's days, when it seemed like we didn't score before the 80th minute for a while.
Well, in the grand finals, I don't think the Roar has.
No.
But it even goes back to the pre-Ange days as well. I remember it was the 07-08 season Sergio Van Dijk with a late winner against Adelaide United.
You're testing my memory there. I would have been 15, maybe 14.
Please don't make me feel old.
I do remember Sergio Van Dijk though. What a wicked left foot.
Yeah.
The big Dutchman.
I actually gave one of my favourite non-grand final pieces of Brisbane Roar commentary. It's from Mike Cockrell that season as well. I asked, is that the goal that makes the Roar legitimate contenders? Plenty of late shows for the Roar, and hopefully we'll see a few more this season as well. And I feel obligated to say, memberships, get in touch with the Roar membership team as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Get to see Corey and all of his teammates in action.
Yeah, we're obviously back at Suncorp again next season, and we made our return there last season, and it was very much a success, other than not making the finals, but it was great just to be back in the city of Brisbane.
Indeed, and also got one of the best game day MCs in the business in Hinksy.
Absolutely, he'd love that little shout out. As you see, Phil
there to mop up.
I
think that's the best thing about Lazem's game as well, is he just doesn't do anything overly flashy. He just knows his job and executes it as well as can be done. And I think back to the quote I was going to say before, Bill Belichick, who's an NFL coach, who said, if you're going to do one thing, you'd better do it unbelievably well, and Lazem just defends unbelievably well.
Well, him being there allows others to shine, so he's very much an unheralded player, but doing his job allows Tyson Martin to get forward, which we've seen a lot in the second half, the likes of Reardon to get forward, so it's a very important role. And
it was that same sort of situation when he was at Olympic as well, freeing up the likes of Steve White to just dictate games as well. It is just, like, those players are always so crucial for a team. You would have seen Partaloo, Bratton.
Yes.
Going back to the championship winning days of the Roar as well.
No, absolutely. They're crucial to a side. Someone to break up the play and allow your ball players to get on the ball and do their thing.
Speaking of Partaloo, I see he's doing broadcasting over in India as well.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of Bratton, I beat him on golf on Monday. I didn't want to bring that up, actually.
I'll get that clipped up for you to send to him.
Thank you.
More importantly, how much did you beat him by?
It was a 2v2. Myself and Macklin Freak versus Jordan Courtney Perkins and Luke Bratton.
Oh, there we go.
Macklin absolutely carried me, but we got the win.
Macklin had him on a game last year as well.
Yeah, no, he had a fantastic season. Obviously winning the Gary Wilkins in the end.
Yeah. Penalty save against the Wanderers was immense.
Very good.
Also gave, I think, probably the best photo I've seen from the Roar last season as well. Celebrating that penalty save.
No, he was fired up after that one, but that was such a crucial save at such a crucial point in our season, and kept us in a sniff for the top six. And unfortunately, we didn't kick on, but there was a lot to like towards the end of the last season. Ruben came in and really implemented an attacking style, and I thought we showed really good promises towards the end of the season there.
Foul again by Demi. So, considering we're in the closing stages of this match, just get a little bit of a player's perspective as well. What's been the biggest surprise working with Ruben since he's come in?
Oh yeah, look, he's been absolutely fantastic. I think for me personally, he's given me a lot of confidence to, just get back out there and play my game. And I mean, within the team, he's just really personable with all the players, backs all his players, and gives you that confidence to go out there and play with freedom.
That's one of the advantages of having an ex-player coming into that situation as well. He knows what players want to do.
Absolutely, and he was a very successful player himself.
For the cutback for Kaneko, and Beckwith getting forward from his fullback spot. Still a chance now for Knights. Icing on the cake here is the substitute Corey Johnston, who just came on. Demi coming back inside as Get the 1-2 from Marley. Great link-up play.
It's been a valiant effort here from Brisbane Olympic. They set up well. They had a plan. They executed it very well in the first half and had a 1-0 lead, but they've just been overrun by a much better, much more quality Gold Coast Knights side in the second half.
Yeah, and I think overall, you're right, they can hold their heads high about the way they've gone. And you can see a couple of the Gold Coast Knights players there.
Yeah, there's Brad.
Keeping a close eye on things as well. And
I mean, it's not a bad 3 to have there.
so Gary French as well, sitting down in the white cap, the women's coach for the all-conquering Knights women's team, who dropped their first points of the season in the FQPL competition last week.
Strong club, the Gold Coast Knights, only getting stronger.
Indeed, and very ambitious.
Are they in the round of 32 FFA Cup?
No, they lost the Queensland Cup round 5 on penalties against Sunshine Coast Wanderers.
Oh, wow.
So that is just one of 2 games they've lost this season. And their only loss with Scott McDonald on the touchline this season. Their one loss in the NPL came with Pat Hedges, the interim, taking charge. They were unbeaten in the Kappa Pro Series. And up next for Gold Coast Knights is another Friday night home date in the Kappa Pro Series semi-final against Lions.
It's a great matchup, that.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Last year they blitzed Knights. It was 3-0, I think, before Lions had a chance to get through the M1 traffic.
Tough place to come here, Carrara. So
It is. Meanwhile, Olympic, next Sunday, they've got a round 15 catch-up game against Wolves FC. One of their 2 games in hand. Their other one is a round 6 catch-up game, which will be away to Penn Power, currently scheduled for the 24th of July. Johnson can't find a way through Larson.
there to break up the play again.
Russell, he's crunched by Larkham, and a yellow card for the young defender. Russell just catching his breath, taking a few minutes.
He's had a fantastic second half to this game, Russell. Obviously got the equaliser to get them back in it. And that fantastic flick.
There we
To
go.
put him ahead. Almost forgot about that one. How could I?
And again, well, that doesn't make the goals of the month, Camp. had plenty of highlights here tonight,
It's been a great game.
and going both ways as well. Knight's just happy to see out whatever stoppage time is added on.
Nice ball there from Tyson Martin.
Deus looking to keep the run going. Can't find a way through Sono. And that will wrap up another 3 points for Gold Coast Knights. They take one step closer to mathematically securing finals football, another step closer to defending their premiership. Corey Brown, what a second half turnaround.
No, absolutely. Whatever Scott McDonald said at half time obviously worked. He brought on some changes, and yeah, they absolutely dominated that second half.
Indeed. Well, that's going to be it from the Croatian Sports Centre. For James Coughlin, Corey Brown and Double Take Sports, thank you for watching. Good night.